Hey all, back again, and I mean, as you may already know from other vlogs and blogs and groups and Twitter, Tiffany was unsuccessful at getting Alyssa to use the veto on Xavier, which we all knew, but it was a far-fetched idea, but nobody's really like, at this level in the game, and for most of these people in the house, they are somewhat fans or super fans. We knew Alyssa was not going to take that bait. And then apparently, X blocked her, like, you would be stupid to take that bait. So meanwhile, so Claire's on the block, apparently so, in the afternoon. And, X and Tiff have a talk. And X was like, you know what, I'm not mad at you anymore. And Tiffany was like, yeah, I mean, she says in her little sweet voice, I know, she said, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you understanding that. And X is like, if you use it on me, it's not you going against me. No, it's not, she says. I'm safe. I can't be mad at that, X says, because X is he is entitled. And I know there is a whole spectrum of vloggers who hate Tiffany. So, and I'm not like the most in love with Tiffany, but I will say this. I'm going to give Tiffany credit. If anybody has been playing this game, it's Tiffany. She's been playing a little bit too hard. I said it from the beginning. Tiffany has played too hard, and Tiffany has let her outside world personality come into play, because Tiffany never really read the room truly, though she is the maternal person in the house, although I know they say that Hannah and X are the mother and father of the cookout, but Tiffany has been the mom of the house. Like, she has 20 years on a lot of these people, 18 to 20 years on a lot of these people. So she has life experience, and she's also a mother in her real life. So, like, she's been the nurturer of these people. Like, when Hannah hit her head on the hammock wood frame, she was the first one there, and she hugged her, because, Hannah is her baby. But they're all her babies. Baby D was her baby, Christian was her baby, and Kylan is her baby boo. I don't know, like, I can't, a lot of people say that Tiffany has a crush on Kylan. They were cuddling night before last. So I'm not sure what her true feelings on Kylan is. I do know that all the ladies were talking, and they were like, Kylan is hot until he opens his mouth. And I think that's fact for women. Like, women, you can be attracted to someone physically, but once they open their mouth, it just, like, kind of goes, because it's like, Kylan, shut the hell up. Like, what do you know? You don't know what you're talking about. Anyhow, so Tiffany wasn't successful at this. X is still on the block, but Claire's going to go home this week because of her loyalty to the cookout. Because of everybody's loyalty to the cookout, they're not going to take out the biggest target in the house. And that's sad, but it's for a cause. It's for a greater cause to have somebody black go win, which somebody black is going to win. But X is not making it easy by shielding Alyssa, because he's having this love affair with Alyssa that she's not involved in. He's not a showman's guy, but he definitely is in love with Alyssa, and he's shielding her versus he's ready to take out a black chick. So all the black vlogger guys, male vlogger guys, are like hating on Tiffany, but X is doing exactly the same thing that they're claiming that Tiffany's doing. He's bashing a black woman, in a sense. He hasn't said anything mean. Well, he has said some mean things about Tiffany. But his entitlement of it all is where I would say comes into play with a lot of men. Like, you basically just want a woman to shut up and let you do what you do. And that doesn't work in 2021. And I think that's where the power struggle comes. Because you're like, the Kevin Samuels of the world is like, that's why you don't have no man. But guess what? A man is nice to have. A relationship is nice to have. Someone to cuddle with is nice to have. Somebody to bounce ideas off of is nice to have. Somebody who will, a soft place to fall is nice to have. But it's not necessarily a necessity. It's just something nice to have. And when you get to a certain age, you realize that fairy tale stuff it's just that, a fairy tale. But anyhow, back to the show. So, everybody's been, ever since, I guess, Claire was put on the block and Alyssa didn't use a veto. Hannah and Azza were strategizing on the next move for the upcoming weeks. And does it include Alyssa? So, Alyssa and Azza were in a room and, they said, Claire is leaving. So is the best decision for Azza. And Alyssa's like, I can't believe it worked. 5 minutes before she was saying, I know you think X has the votes regardless, but I'm telling everyone to tell you that. Meanwhile, she doesn't know that I'm telling people that you guys want X out. This is what Tiffany was saying to Alyssa. I guess she's like telling Azza this, and Azza's like, She's like, I'm telling everyone? I know you think X is going to stay. I was like, I don't think X is going to stay. I think it's me on the block. I'm going home if X is on the block. He's going home. So, she goes, I know you think everyone has your and X's back, but I told everyone to tell you that they don't, or that they want X to stay, but in reality, they want X out. And I was just like, listen, I wanted X to stay from the get-go. I just wanted X to stay because she thinks she's this much closer to getting X, but she's this much closer to getting X because X don't like black girls. Okay? X likes blonde-haired, blue-eyed girls or dark-haired, brunette, blue-eyed girls. And he likes Selena Gomez. He likes Ariana Grande. He don't like Azza from Cameroon. Okay? Azza, when you gonna get that through your thick skull? Okay? He don't like you. Get over it. Move on. And then, why do you like X so much? He looks like a snapping turtle. Like, I don't see the motto in him, although I see him from certain angles. But once he opens that mouth and those horse teeth, which he wears Invisaligns, yeah, maybe, perhaps. I get it. He's young and he's chocolatey. He has smooth skin, so I get it. He's not my type, but hey, I get it. Anyhow, so Azza says Tiffany doesn't realize that the talk game to Azza, that she needs to talk game with Azza and Big D. Anyhow, Alyssa's like, I've always been up front, but she has not. I don't know how your conversations have been with Tiffany and how she feels. I don't know. She's very smart. Now that she's put up Claire, I think she's not necessarily running this house, but has a better insight than me, though. You and Big D do. Like, Alyssa has been out of the loop because Alyssa was with Christian for half of the game, as well as now she's with X. And she's now coming out to, like, kind of socialize because it's like, it's so few people in the house, you got to come out. Like, you got to come out and get a sense of the land. So she goes on to say, her not putting up Kai and putting up me and X, and then Claire makes it clear she's out for herself. And this is the funny thing about everything, from the vloggers to the people in the house. It's like, only one person, and I say this every video, only one person can win the game. So you got to be out for self. I mean, yeah, the whole nice, we are the world, the cookout, we're going to, for the cause, for Davon, if nothing else, for Black Lives Matter, if nothing else, we got to all six. It's for optics, if nothing else. We got to prove that there has been an imbalance in the Big Brother house for all these years where there was no way that a black person could successfully win with the structure of the cast. So now that we have a cast of predominantly black people dominating the house, we can win. So we got to do this for the cause. But to me, it's like, let's just get, y'all were like overzealous by saying the final six. Y'all should have done a final four. That way, you could have cut the weak links, i.e. Azza and Big D. Mind you, everybody wants to take Big D to the final two because everybody knows they can win against Big D. Yeah, give them $75,000, but we're going to win this $750,000. Which, to me, it's like, I don't want to take this weak person. I want to take a competitor with me. But I get the rationale. Take the weakest person so you're guaranteed to win against the weakest person. But it's like, Big D's delusional mind. He's like, I did this. This is all me. I'm the cookout. When I conceived this idea. But it's just so exhausting. And, like, why give him that satisfaction? Like, seriously, why give him that satisfaction? So, Oz and Alyssa, they keep talking, and, they all, they all want Tiffany and Kai to be next to go. So then, Hannah and Azza have a discussion about the strategy for the upcoming week. Then, Claire and Tiffany are talking like, could you have imagined me convinced her to use the veto? And Claire was like, oh, that would have been good. She was messed up about it, Tiffany says. I could tell, Claire says. And she was like, what should I do here? I told her I would put up Kai. I said he would go home. Then they go on about how iconic it could have been, had Alyssa use the veto on X and then going out. That would have been classic. I mean, it would have been classic. But I don't think anybody's that dumb to do something that dumb. For real. Like, Alyssa isn't the brightest bulb, but she is a business owner and works at Hooters. She works at Hooters. She lets us know. She's not that dumb. And so then, they mentioned how X was so mad. And Claire was like, X was? And here comes my dog in the room to interrupt this video, as she always does. And then, X turned around and looked like, what? And then Claire was like, what the F are you doing? Yes, I had to take her all the way to the core room. And then, the feed's cut. But, they're back. And I guess everything is, as they do, fronting like they do to survive in the house. And, I'll be back later. All right. Like and subscribe and tell me your thoughts on the saga of Big Brother 23. What's going to happen next? We know what's going to happen next. Claire is going to walk out the door. They're going to get to the jury and they're going to be like, who's coming in next? They're like, ooh, I bet it's going to be Tiffany. I bet it's going to be Azza. Then they're going to be like, oh my, hey guys, it's me, Claire. I'm in the jury house. Let's show you how it happened. Tiffany got me out. What? Tiffany got you out? Yep. She's working with a greater group. And they're like, yeah, we know it's called a cookout. Well, we don't know the name of it, but we know it's all the black people. And they're like, how'd you know? She didn't say that. But it's true. All right. Like and subscribe. Bye.